Hello, hi guys. I am actually going live on two different phones. So if it looks like I'm not looking at the camera, it's because I'm going live here on Instagram and here on Facebook for you guys. So I wanted to talk really fast, and I know I didn't announce what time I was going to go live. So I apologize, but I wanted to talk about meal plans and meal prep protocols and retraining your baseline, okay? Because starting out, there's a lot of new members that are trying out the meal planners, and we're having some victories and we're having people that are feeling a little bit defeated, and that's okay. So I'm going to give you some pointers, I'm going to give you some tips, and I'm going to tell you why you're feeling this way. Well, maybe it's why you're feeling this way. Maybe this will resonate with you, I'm not sure. So first, is changing your nutrition as easy as just changing your nutrition and the type of meals that you make? No, you guys, it's so hard. It's so hard. And so when you are out there downloading your meal planners and feeling overwhelmed and you're like, how am I going to do all of this? This is completely normal and natural, okay? And I'll tell you why. Because your entire life you have done something one way and now you're doing it another way. And it's not just changing your nutrition, it's changing your culture, it's changing your norm, it's retraining your baseline, all right? You are mourning your old baseline to incorporate a new baseline, all right? You are taking traditional foods that you've loved forever and you're learning a new skill set. You're learning how to cook with different spices, with different ingredients. It's like going on a blind date. Like, how awkward do blind dates feel? They feel not natural, right? As opposed to people who have been dating for years or married for years. So people that have been together for a week, it's weird and awkward, and you can actually see them in restaurants because their posture is different and all that. But then old married couples, it's just natural and normal. So this is the same with food, okay? Like that first date with these new recipes, this new way of cooking, this new way of cutting vegetables, cooking vegetables, utilizing different spices. This is all, it is very unnatural. If you didn't grow up eating food like this, it's gonna feel awkward, okay? So that's why I created the super simple menu planners, all right? Because I want you to just wet your feet. So if you're a little overwhelmed, go down to the super simple menu planners. Download all of the menu planners, print them out, save them for another time. Maybe in a year's time, you will feel more comfortable doing the full menu planner. Maybe in 2 months' time, you'll feel more comfortable doing the full menu planner. You do not have to incorporate the rigidity of the menu planners right now, okay? So be easy with yourselves. Go nice and gentle, go nice and slow, wet your toes in the water if you need to, okay? Start with and so that's why I always encourage people, start with the super simple menu plan. That way you don't feel so rigid and structured and like your life has completely been overhauled and overtaken. All you're doing with the super simple menu plan is you're buying ingredients for your smoothies, and then you are cooking 4 dinners a week plus your soup. All right. If you don't even want to do the soup and you just want to do the 4 meals a week, then do that. That means there's no planning on the weekend. All you have are 4 recipes and grocery lists for 4 nights where you are practicing incorporating healthier meals. All right. If you guys have questions, start shouting them out and I'll start answering them. So, Katie, you said, been using the last intermittent fasting menu plan for almost 4 months. It felt hard at first, but has been 100% worth sticking with it. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. It feels uncomfortable at first. I always use this example when I am talking with my clients and my consults. Pretend that you come to me and you say, I want to become a concert pianist. And I say, okay, can you do it overnight? And this is your first piano lesson, right? It's not going to happen. It's just not. So you have to start with the basics. Your very first piano lesson is going to feel awkward. Your fingers are going to feel like they're doing weird things. They're going to feel stiff and untrained. You have no muscle memory in your fingertips. You have no memory of learning how to read music. But after a few months, it gets easier and easier and it becomes natural, all right? And then in a year's time, you're a concert pianist and you can do it with your eyes closed. But right now, guys, realize that you're on lesson 1. Like, you're not going to become the concert pianist overnight, and no one expects you to. Okay. So really, like, give yourself a pat on the back that you have committed and that you want to change, because you are ahead of the game of most people. Like, just having the motivation to change is the catalyst that you need. Now, you're going to get overwhelmed and you're going to want to skip weeks. Do that. Maybe you make a promise to yourself and say, okay, I'm going to do 1 week on with the super simple menu plan and 1 week off. And then 1 week on and then 1 week off. If it looks like, you guys, that I'm looking at two different cameras, it's because I am. So it's really hard to like do the lives in Instagram and then try to bring them over to Facebook. So I'm just doing the lives in both. I don't know if you can see the cameras. Hello, cameras. So, so anyways, next, what else did I want to say about this? There were so many things, and of course my brain is just not working. But I do want you guys to celebrate the small victories. When you are frustrated, come to the group, come to Facebook, start chatting, talk to us. All right. You'll find there are other people that are frustrated too. All right. It's just, you're just learning new skills, and you are mourning. I'll tell people this all in my consults all the time. You are mourning the life that you had, the one that was simple, the one where you understood that food wasn't poison. Because really, there are foods out there that are literal poison to our bodies that are so normalized. So you're mourning like that naivety, right? Like, I have to be conscious now of everything I put on my plate. And that's hard, and that's mentally exhausting, and I'm frustrated. That's okay. Bring that frustration to the group. Talk to us, all right? So for the other meals, just eat what we were eating before. So if you're doing the super simple menu plan, you have the flexibility to eat whatever breakfast you were eating before and throw in whatever snacks you want to throw in, because we're just practicing wetting the feet. So yes, so you can eat whatever breakfast you want. You can throw in whatever snacks you want. If you want to go and buy your dessert, you can, because we're practicing right now. So try to commit. If you're doing super simple menu plan, try to commit to the dinners. Try to commit to the soup on the weekend, and then you can work up from there. Then you can, if you're like, I can do this easily now. Like week 1, it was hard. I didn't make all the meals. I was tired. And then at week 6, you're like, I can do super simple really easy now. Like making 4 meals a week is super simple. Making the soup on the weekend, really easy. Then go to the intermittent fasting, and that's going to give you a little bit more structure. And then once intermittent fasting feels really good to you, then you can do the full menu plan if you want. So I'll tell you, like, I've been doing this for years. I do the intermittent fasting plan because I love the flexibility around breakfast. My kids, they are like one-trick ponies. They want oats or they want green pancakes. And so that's what I make like almost every morning. That's all they want, and I want to eat with them. And I actually don't eat breakfast. So I'll eat like 1 pancake and I'll do my rasa. But we do the intermittent fasting, and that works great for us. Another tip I wanted to give you guys is, and I'll answer the tea question in a sec, but another tip is if you can, because this is a little bit of a time investment, and hire someone from like your church or your ward, like a 15-year-old, because the menu plans are pretty basic, and pay them to do it. Like pay them to make a meal or 2 of the meals per week for you. They only need an hour. And if you're paying them like $10 an hour, that's way cheaper than going out to eat, right? You have all the ingredients. It's like paint by numbers. Like they're just cooking by numbers now. So hire someone to help you while you go and like play with your family or your kids, or hire someone to watch your kids while you do the cooking. It's whatever is helpful for you. Or maybe you hire someone on the weekends to make the soup for you, and there's 4 meals right there. Oh, Kylie, I'm so glad. Yeah. Hire someone, just do it. And you go and take a nap while someone makes you a healthy meal, because like you guys, it's just, I don't want to be like, it's just $10, but it's an investment in you, it's that, or it's like thousands of dollars of medication down the line, right? Like $10 a week, $20 a week to hire someone to make 2 or 3 of the meals for you. Like so easy. Maybe she can make 2 of the meals and then you refrigerate the other one. Okay, so hire out the help, get help. Or maybe like a friend, you and your friend can rotate. So if you have a friend that you want to do the program with, they make a double batch of 1 meal on Monday, and then they bring it to you and you eat it and they eat theirs. And then on Tuesday, you make the meal. And then on Thursday, they make the meal. And then on Friday, you make the meal and you just split it. So go in with this with a friend, okay? If that works, if you know someone that you're really close to, then do that. Get help. Hire help. You don't have to do this alone. Alrighty. Let's see. What is your take on drinking teas? I love teas, guys. I love tea. Black tea, I don't like the stimulating teas. Green tea is a little sorry. Holding 2 phones is really hard. My biceps are hurting. I need to work out. And my arms are going to start shaking soon. So, I like green tea because it's got a lot of antioxidants. It's great if you are transitioning from soda because you're used to the caffeine from the soda. I drink rasa every morning. I love rasa. I'm going to try new teas. I love teas. I have a cupboard full of teas. Just make sure they don't have like added flavors or sugars. Black tea is a little bit too stimulating, but if you were to pick between like black tea and soda, pick the black tea. Okay, the food prep picture you posted on Instagram with veggies in mason jars was incredibly helpful for me. Finding ways to make fresh food fast has been the key for me. Yes. So like you guys need to modify the meal planners however you need to make it like fit your lifestyle. So let's say you're pretty healthy and you want the structure of knowing like 4 of the dinners. So you do the super simple, but then you do a little bit of your own food prepping. So you have your own little creative exploration with the meal planners and you do your own prepping for breakfasts and snacks and stuff. You can absolutely do that. So you do not have to follow these to a T. All right. Don't put that kind of pressure on yourselves. All right. This is really hard. I remember, one of the members in the Facebook group commented that she felt really tired. Now, I don't know why she felt tired, but I remember back in the day, like when I was learning how to cook and do all these things, I was exhausted. I was so tired because it's just a lot of mental power, like learning this new baseline. All right. But practice makes perfect. And that's why we're here. We're here to practice. We're here to hear each other's. I have a pause here. Okay, here we go. We're back. Practice makes perfect. So, when you're frustrated, like I said, come to the group. Someone else is frustrated too, and that's okay. If you need to take off a week, take off a week. If you only want to do 2 weeks per month, great, do that. Go at your pace. Everyone's healing is going to be on their timeline, not mine, all right? You don't have to please me. You don't have to please other members. You have to do what suits you and your family, all right? Now, cooking with little kids, because I know that's hard, because retraining yourself is hard. Retraining little people is even harder. So I'm going to be posting the podcast episodes that we spoke about retraining children. There is also a show on Netflix. Because you can do it in 2 ways, right? You can rip off the Band-Aid and be like, this is how you're eating and you're either going to starve or you're going to eat this new food, right? And that's really painful. I'm going to share a story about that and how that worked out for us. Or you can do it nice and slow. So there's 2 podcast episodes where we talk about training healthy eaters. But when Tristan was first diagnosed with cancer, his mom flew out and she made a healthy dinner for us. And Tennyson whinged and whined and cried. And we were sitting there. I was like, well, I got to go. We got to go to the hospital. It's dinner time. Tristan had to be checked in back to the hospital because he was having surgery the next day. And so I left Tennyson with my in-laws. And guess what? As soon as we walked out the door, he ate his food. Like, sometimes it's the mom factor. Like, sometimes, there's the boundaries of pushing because you just happen to be the mom, right? And children love to push boundaries with moms. So they know what they're doing. But I just thought maybe that story will help you. And use kind language, like say you don't have to like it, but you have to try it. So put little pieces of the food on their plates, all right? And they just have to try it. Okay. And then I do use a reward system all the time. Maybe you don't like that, but I will buy them like organic fruit leathers. If you eat all your dinner, you get a fruit leather. If you eat all your dinner, you get a couple sticks of gum, the spry gum or the xylitol gum. Or the desserts, like if you eat all your dinner, you get your dessert. Or if you eat half your dinner, you get your dessert. There's the healthy desserts that are in the menu plans. Maybe you need to bribe them with something a little heftier, like a Snickers bar. I don't know. But just exposure therapy, guys. Abby just saw a car and she's getting all excited, and I'm gonna have to go in a few minutes. She's gonna start barking and you probably won't hear me. So just exposure therapy. I will post those podcast links in the Facebook group so that you can listen to those podcast episodes about retraining children. It's probably going to be one of the hardest things on the face of the planet that you do, is retraining your children, but it's so worth it, I promise. Here's another trick though. They are never not going to want junk food. So Satori, for instance, she eats all of her dinners all the time. Yeah, it's hard. We have to guide her through it. But when there's an opportunity, when we're at grandma's house and there's a bowl of rice, all she wants is rice. All she wants is carbs. That'll never go away. All right. So, she's never not going to want to crave junk food. I think it's just in kids, right? They know what junk food looks like. They can smell it a mile away because of clever marketing, right? It's in pretty packages, and they obviously know it tastes good, and they saw it in commercials and stuff. So again, exposure therapy, keep exposing them, and then monkey see, monkey do. And they see you eat it, and they see the expectation that they need to eat it too, then they will eventually come around. Sometimes it takes up to 16 times to expose a child to something before they'll eat it. That's a lot of mental investment, a lot, right? But I promise you, you are saving them a lifetime's worth of anguish and dis-ease and dysfunction. So it's an upfront investment. It's so worth it, okay? I'm gonna read this. I'm so excited. My ink and paper and binders arrived, and I'm printing all and starting today. Yay! That's so great. That's so great. You guys, another thing too, while you're here, print out everything, okay? You do not need to use this in the 6 months that you're here. You don't. You can save this and just talk on Facebook, and then maybe use it in a year's time when you are more prepared. So Jasmine is one of our members. She's been here since December. And I remember something that she said that blew me away. And I was like, yeah, that's so true. And everyone needs to know this. If she was in the group a year ago, she wouldn't have been ready. She wouldn't have been ready to do this. So maybe getting yourself ready to make lifestyle changes is just talking to people. And while you're talking to people, print out all the menu planners, print out all the meal prep protocols, print out the guides. And then maybe you will start reading them a few months later. And then in a year's time, you will start utilizing the meals. It doesn't all have to be now. It doesn't have to be 100 miles per hour the day you sign up. All right. So go slow, be kind to yourself. Remember, we're retraining our baselines that we've had since infancy, which have been reinforced by toxic cultural norms. All right. You are deprogramming yourself, and that takes a lot of energy. Alrighty. So I love you guys a lot. Please keep talking to us. You guys are doing really awesome and amazing things. Okay, I'm gonna see what else I missed. Are there only 2 weeks of menus available? So this is what we do. So we will have 2 weeks of menus. So most of you have signed up a week ago. So you'll have last week's and then this week's. And then they do expire after a couple of weeks, because let's pretend that, and here's why. So let's say someone has been around for 6 months and there's 6 months worth of menu plans, right? And then someone signs up for just a month but gets the 6 months worth of menu plans. That's unfair for people who have been around a lot longer. And so people can just jump in, sign up for a month, and then jump out and get all the same content that someone who has been around for 6 months gets. And so in order to be fair for everyone, they do expire after 2 weeks. So, but because you're in the Facebook group and let's say you missed something, just let us know. Tebecca is my assistant and my membership coordinator, and like she will make it available for whoever needs a recipe from one of the old weeks, and like make requests, guys. Like if you want a certain menu up the next week, like let me know and I'll put it on there. All right, if there's something you missed, well, you know, we're here to help you, so use us. Okay, like use this community, like use this platform, all of it. Okay, next week I think we're interviewing Nina, who is Nourished with Nina. She's a hormones expert. So bring all of your sex hormone questions, okay? I'm gonna confirm with her today if she's still available. I think she is. I hope she is. But we're gonna be talking like, you know, contraceptives and birth control and, you know, menopause. And so why don't I'll post in Facebook and Instagram, like, what questions do you have for her? Because it's going to be really, really awesome. I love talking sex hormones. I love it. It's so fantastic. So look for those posts so that you can post your questions, and then we will confirm like days and times. I think it's like Wednesday at 4 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. I don't know. I'll have to check. But anyways, I love you guys a lot. I really do. You guys are doing awesome. And if you need support, please reach out. All right, we're here to help you. Did I answer everyone's questions? Random question. I'm trying Zypan. Do you take it with food or after? You can take it with or right after. Just make sure it is being mixed around with your food in your stomach, okay? So you don't want to wait like 20 minutes and then take your Zypan, because that could cause heartburn. So also, how much water do you take with it? Enough to get it down. You don't want to dilute your digestive enzymes too much. I don't know if you guys have heard, you're not supposed to drink tons of water when you eat. So don't drink too much water when you eat, which is really hard for me because I love to drink water when I eat. And that's it. There you go. Love you guys. Bye. Have a great weekend. And I will talk to you later. And I'm going to end here on Instagram first and then Facebook. Bye. Let's see. Okay, there's one, and I'm finishing here. 2.